joke. I'm fine with that. So yeah. So I guess who want to start off? I guess Terrence, I'll let you start off. Who's the first guy that you believe that can help you win a championship as a rookie RB?
You say you just want me to start off. Am I starting off at 5? Am I just picking
Start off
anybody?
at 5. You don't, since you got yours ranked, because Alex doesn't have his rank, and I don't really have mine ranked either. So yeah, I guess you can start off with 5.
Yeah. If I'm starting off at 5, and guess what? I made 2 different rankings.
Okay.
I made the top 5 of people I'm more likely to draft because I focus more so on running backs that have at least 3rd round draft capital. If I'm really gonna bank on them right now. So I looked on mock draft database and seen who was all getting mocked in the first 3 rounds, and it was about what, six running backs or 7, about 7 running backs, and I took the top 5 out of that. And my number coming into my number 5, all between those are, let's see, we got Quinshon Judkins coming at number 5, and that's my realistic. This is my realistic who I'm more likely to draft. So I just want to give that caveat.
From Ohio State?
Right. Yes. Tell me why. Give me one reason why you taking Quinshon. If I'm pronouncing that right, Mark, Maximus.
Quinshon? I don't know. I'm the worst with names, but I pronounce it Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex would be more to ask. He's from Ohio.
Okay.
I've heard it Judkins. I've also heard it Judkins.
Okay.
Either way, I think Judkins. Ohio State.
Yeah, I love him. He's my RB2 this class.
Right. So Terrence, why do you like Quinshon?
Hey, athletic, has vision, contact balance, has done it at 2 different programs. Have proven himself at 2 different programs. So, hey.
Okay. Alex, you want to go next?
Just to add, I was gonna say, just to add to Quinshon Judkins, one of the things I love about him is his agility and his quickness. His 3-cone is awesome. He can make you miss in a phone booth, and he has more speed, I think, than I expected. Remember, we always used to talk about 40 times.
Yes.
He ended up testing way faster than I thought he did at 4.48. I thought he was going to be mid 4.5, maybe even late 4.5s, like 4.58.
Right.
So that extra speed that showed up, I love it.
Right.
Give me some Quinshon Judkins.
Yes, sir. And guys, in the comments, go ahead and comment. If I see a couple guys already showing me your top 5, if you have the top 5, put it in there, and I'll bring it up quickly, and we'll break it down a little bit. So yeah, guys, anybody that's on the live, I appreciate it. Just go ahead and tell me who your top 5 guys is, or anything you want to say in the comment section. Maximus, go ahead. Who's your number 5 guy, or the next guy you want to talk about?
Well, if you want to go, who am I like top 5 that can win a championship this year?
Yes.
All right. I like Cam Scabito.
Oh, yes.
I don't give a shit where this guy goes. Just give him the ball. He doesn't have to be the fastest. He's just a fucking wrecking ball coming through there with Miley Cyrus on his shoulder, singing to him. I'm just a wrecking ball as he's bouncing off everybody, and you cannot bring this guy down. And you think Kyler Williams looks hard to bring down? This guy's even worse.
Right. I was about to get jealous. I was like, is he dating her? Is he dating
I don't know. I just saying he's a wrecking ball. So
just a wrecking ball.
Okay. I was about to get jealous. I'm like, damn.
And I almost said him. I almost said his name when y'all start saying, "Oh, I don't have him in no order." I said, "Man, I need to get my guy out there first." But I said, "No, I'm gonna stick with the process because Cam Scatterboo is one of my guys. There's a few guys in this draft, and he's one of my guys."
Oh, I love it. And he's one of those guys that's just been climbing since the season ended too. Like late season, he surged, and then he had that game against Texas. Everybody saw it, and he did everything. Threw a touchdown, ran a touchdown, caught a touchdown. Just
it was like the last.
He's one of those guys that's just a really good football player.
Yeah, that was the last thing he had to do was do it against a top-notch defense. And Texas was like that number 2 defense, I think, in the league. and he did it against them. Like, they could not bring him down, and they're going to have a lot of first-round talent go on the defensive side of the ball this year too.
Well, right now the Dynasty community is down on Cam Scatterbo because he didn't run a 40.
That's
you
fine.
know, they felt like he was going. They already felt like he was going to run a slow 40, but then it felt like, you went out there and you were scared to run the 40. So right now the Dynasty community is kind of down on him.
That's all right. Let him stay down so we can steal him up everywhere.
Right. Most of my leagues, I don't have a pick until the 3rd round, so let him fall.
There you go.
He ain't falling that far.
I like the combine. I like to break down the numbers and stuff. I like to look at film too. But the film is the most important. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that I'm not even gonna cap. I could say, the combine just to make content. No, the film is the most important. And Scatterbo is like that. Some of the best running backs that's played in the NFL, guys, have been guys that didn't test well. Emmitt Smith didn't test well. Emmitt Smith ran a 4.6. So
you know what
Scatterbo,
the Rams do now, right?
Kyron Williams just a couple of years ago, 4.68.
Come on now.
Yeah,
Aaron Foster. So guys,
the Rams don't even participate in the combine anymore. They only go to interview.
That's why he didn't run. Why he gonna run to run a 4.6 for y'all to try to bring him down? It doesn't matter what he runs. That's not his style. He's not on my list, but I like him. I'm trying to get him like in the 3rd or 4th round, but who knows, right? This is a deep draft.
Yep.
But to get on to my guy, this is my 6th guy. This is because I always give y'all a bonus guy. My bonus guy, I'm gonna start off with the guy from Virginia Tech. It ain't just because of the 40. I don't care about the 40. But when I look at the 40 and I look at other things, I'm like, okay, this guy got some numbers. And just a little, I got like a little algorithm that I use. But his name is, help me out here, Alex, Bashu Tootin.
Yep, Bashal Tootin. That's how I've always heard it.
Bashal Tootin, guys. And Bashal Tootin, guys, is very explosive. So now teams, what they did with Jahmyr Gibbs has like an explosive role for players that may not be a bell cow, but they very explosive. And so I like Bashal to come in and be a satellite back for a team that needs speed. So I won't be surprised if he go to the Dallas Cowboys and just come in and team up with whoever's going to be there. He's not going to get the backfield by himself, just like Chase Brown didn't get the backfield by himself. But I think this guy could be Chase Brown-like for the right team, especially if he goes to a high-flying offense. Like Kansas City, I feel like Pacheco could be in trouble. Not saying he's not going to get any carries, but Bashu Tootin could come in and be a guy that can make explosive plays for a team because he probably going to get drafted a little later because he's only 200 pounds. But I like him. I think he's a very explosive running back.
What do you think about him, like how Tony Pollard was the change of pace to Zeke?
Yes.
And
the
Dynasty community was all about Tony Pollard's better. Well, he's getting those more efficient runs and making an offense move.
Yes.
So I like that.
Yes.
Do you have something, Sean? I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I forget now.
Okay.
So guys, Bashu Tootin, I like him. I think he's gonna be an explosive back, not a bell cow, but that's the guy to get design manufactured targets. He also can catch the ball too. Okay, so let's switch it up. I'm gonna let you go next, Alex. Who's your next running back?
I think this is his first one, isn't it?
Oh, you didn't get the top?
Yeah. Well, I doubled down on Judkins for my first one then. Okay. So it's no big deal. So for the guy that I would like to talk about, I'm going to go with Caleb Johnson. She's my wife. She's working on homework. Caleb Johnson coming in 6'2", 226. Actually came in at that size. And he didn't run, but he was the whole offense at Iowa. Great vision, good patience. I mentioned
still didn't
comparison to Chuba Hubbard. Well, that's hard to do. So for Caleb Johnson, it's that upright running style, but he has such good contact balance that he doesn't go down. And I think that was the big thing with Chuba Hubbard coming on. It took him a minute to get used to the NFL because he's got that upright running style.
Facts.
So he's somebody that I see could be successful faster necessarily than Chuba Hubbard was, because I don't think he necessarily has to be in the right system. Mm-hmm. But I think some of the flags that people might throw out there is that Iowa offensive line was so good that he didn't have to do as much. But given that he didn't have to do as much, he still had over 1,000 yards after contact. Just refuses to go down.
Right.
So Caleb Johnson is one of the guys that I like in this
Yeah,
class.
he didn't get on my radar. I'm gonna let you say it. I'm writing some of these guys down that y'all are saying, so I can actually go a deep dive on them. Because they did after just looking.
I got his comp as Tariq Cohen.
So he's a smaller guy.
Yeah, 5'8", 211.
Caleb Johnson is not small.
He's
Caleb
from
Johnson is
Rutgers.
not small.
No, Caleb Johnson 6'2", 226. He's a big boy.
And I'm surprised, Goody. I thought that would be your guy. I thought that would be one of your guys. To be honest, there is a Caleb Johnson fan club. They didn't die down now that he ran that slow 40.
Okay.
They was going crazy before the combine. They even was arguing with me online about he's going to run a faster 40 than Hampton. I said, y'all crazy. And Hampton had to go out and hush everybody down. But people are crazy about some Caleb Johnson. And to me, they so hyped about Caleb Johnson, but most of these people don't even like Najee Harris. If you don't like Najee Harris, why are you hyped about Caleb Johnson? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Right. I gotta go check. I'm not gonna sit here and try to any clout. I haven't watched Caleb Johnson like that. He didn't register on my radar about a couple things that I look at surfacely, and then I go deep dive. So I'm gonna check him out. Listen, guys,
when you check him out, check out that offensive line because this man has one of the best offensive line in the country.
So good.
Okay.
He could drive buses through those holes.
And the best tight ends in the country.
That too.
Yeah, I always got the best tight ends in the country.
Yep.
And they'll be having like two of them: T.J. Hawkinson and Noah Fant.
George Kittle.
Kittle. Yep, they had George Kittle. Right.
There's a ton of them.
Laporta.
It's crazy, man. They know how to draft defense. They usually good with defense and
offensive line.
And offensive line. Quarterbacks, no. The quarterback play.
Yeah. They haven't found one of those yet.
Nah, they've not yet. Okay, Maximus, you next.
All right. Another guy that I love is Devin Neal. He's the guy that I talked about last time I was on with you, I think maybe, or the time before, with the multi-speed facet that he's got. He doesn't have the next level gear or like a triple gear. He's got like 4 speeds he can go. And he's kind of like Le'Veon Bell when he went up to the line, but he had that slow stutter step thing. This guy's just got a slow, constant movement going at first speed. That's the block set up. Then he goes into a 2, and then when the hole's there, he hits a 3. And then he can hit the 4th level gear when he gets to the next level of defense, and he can juke you out, go through you. I just love this guy. I hope he ends up in a good situation because he can win you a seasonal fantasy league as well.
How you feel about that guy, Terrence?
He's okay. Devin Neal is okay. I like this film. The PFF grade got better each season. Like I said, he only earned one of my predictive badges. Ran a slow 40, 4.58. I know you guys not worried about that. I put patient coming out the backfield. I saw vision, good footwork, contact balance. He good. The problem is this class is stacked. If he was in last year's class, you probably would have been arguing for him to be the RB1, or something, But this class, you're the RB10.
This is the year the RB1 comes back. The year the workhorse.
Right.
We got a lot of big, strong backs who can move the ball and can pass block. So you're going to see the 3-down back come back in fantasy-wise. Not maybe this season, but the next season, it's going to be RBs going like the first couple picks.
Right.
Yep.
I forgot. I had a point that I was going to make, but I forgot about it.
I got one for you about Devin Neal. If you
go ahead. Go ahead.
His 3 cone was the same as what Tyrone Tracy Jr. did last year. So if you were on the Tyrone Tracy train, like a lot of the Dynasty community was, I think
no, they wasn't. No, Alex, I can't let you speak that blasphemy before you go. No, they wasn't. Not right after during the combine. Then once he got to the Giants, they were. Huh?
You must be talking about the 20-yard shuttle because there's not that many running backs that did the 3.
Sorry, that's combine. 20 shuttle. Sorry.
Yeah, because these running backs, they run away from that 3 cone. They don't want none of that smoke, and that disappoints me. It really disappoints me. You know, so.
Go ahead.
I think it shows stuff a lot, especially at the running back position. No, you're good. I got my point out there. It was the Tyrone Tracy. So maybe it was just me and my friends that were on him. I know Sean and I were talking about him quite a bit.
What?
So
early? We'll get there, like right after the combine? Okay, I was on him because I saw him play against Michigan, and he didn't have a great game, but he made a lot of those professional players miss in like a phone booth, and I'm like, this guy's special. And then I found out that he played wide receiver. It was a wrap because that's the type of skill set that running backs need now in today's game. So yeah, I was on Tracy too.
You're working in such small space, especially in the NFL these days.
Got a couple traces.
There's one guy in this class that used to play quarterback and convert it to running back.
Yeah, I think we talked about him on one of our last episodes.
Okay, Terrence, you want to go with your next guy?
My next guy was already mentioned. My number 4 would have been Cam Scatterboo. It's that Cam Scatterboo. 45 passes caught last year, was 3rd in missed tackles forced. Real slippery, has vision, good contact balance, good footwork. I love this film. He earned 2 of my badges, and those are like S-tier badges that he earned. So, hey, he's an elite pass catcher. I'm all for it. I want him in every league.
Right. I don't have nothing to say. I like him, man. I think he's one of these guys that you can't. One thing about football, heart, you can't. Nobody can measure heart. If we could measure heart, Tom Brady would have been the number 5 pick of his draft, and there's been a couple other guys that would have been picked early. So heart is big in football. Maybe not other sports, but in football is big. So I like Scatterbo. My next guy is going to be Travion Henderson. And y'all know what my nickname gonna be for him? Baby Gibbs. Baby Gibbs. This guy Baby Gibbs. Like Gibbs.
All right. Yep.
Baby Gibbs.
I can see it.
When this guy touches the ball, he's very explosive. He catches passes. I think that's a big role that the NFL are looking for running backs. So he may not be a full-time bell cow in the beginning, just like Jahmyr Gibbs wasn't a full bell cow in the beginning. But eventually, once the team trusts you, you can move into that role. So I like Travion Henderson too, where he's capable of moving into a full-time running back role where he's getting about 70% of the time. But right now, I still wouldn't take him because he's going to play probably special teams. I don't know if your leagues take special team points, but my leagues do. Kick return, punt return. So I like Travion Henderson as one of the most explosive running backs in this draft. How do y'all feel about Travion Henderson?
I'm here in Ohio, so I watched a lot of those games. Travion, big fan. So I was one of those guys last year when he decided not to come out. I thought it was a mistake because I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You'd be the top back in this class, and go get your payday. And he's like, no, I got unfinished business. And then they come back and win a national championship. So he was right. I was wrong, but I'll take it. I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's also real fluid with the catch point.
Yes. Facts.
You said you like Judkins better?
Yeah,
Max?
I like him over Henderson, but Henderson's good too. Like they're both really good backs. There's a lot of them in this class.
I think it's
I think they slightly different style, so it's just a matter of which type you want.
There you go. This is what this whole draft is about, guys.
I got one draft, one league that I'm in with Alex. I told him I got 10 picks in the top 25. I go, I'm taking all RBs. Unless Shador falls to me at 4, I'm taking all RBs. I don't give a shit.
You're going to find that breakout running back, ain't you?
Yep, I'm going to find them all.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, Maximus, I guess you can go next.
All right. Most of my guys have been mentioned already, so I would have Caleb Johnson next, and then Judkins, and then my top guy is Omar Hampton.
Omar Hampton. Why you like Omar Hampton over everybody?
I like him even over Gianti. I like his size. He's big. He's powerful. He can handle the workload. Gianti's a little smaller. And when even in that championship game, he had 30. It took him 30 touches to get over 100 yards, and he had 104 yards, I think. And even in the passing game, they were able to hold him down. Where Hampton's going to have the body size where he can handle the pounding that's coming. He's a 3-down back. He can stay there. He can pass protect. He can go out. He can catch passes. Like There isn't anything he can't do. So I would take him personally if I'm a GM in the NFL over Giante just for the size.
Okay.
Yep. I also think he ended up testing way better at the combine than I expected personally. I didn't think he was as athletic as he tested. So
Right.
he definitely gained some points in my book on that one. And I appreciate
He
that
ran
he
that 40.
tested at the combine.
He ran that 40
Go ahead,
coming out of
Terry.
high school. Like
He ran that 40 in high school.
So it didn't surprise me whatsoever. It was the same exact 40 he ran at the train at one of them camps, high school camps.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, okay.
He a freak.
Okay.
Guess I gotta start watching those high school camps too.
Nah, you just gotta. All you have to do is look up the 247 profile on them guys if you want to see if they got any testing going on. I'll be looking at the track times. They'll have their track times up. I'll convert it into a 40 and see around how fast they is.
Right.
But are they yelling to start
That's
their
awesome.
first 3 steps? Going, hey.
Right.
Because that was the big thing this combine.
Right. I guess
I always wondered too. With the combine, why don't they have him start in just a running back position that they would actually start in, or like receiver start in a receiver position instead of these track starts? Like, you're never going to do that on a football field. Why are we measuring it that way?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, everybody getting trained that way anyway, so it don't even matter.
Yep.
Right. I actually I respect what you're saying. The 40 time, it don't matter. I think they just want to see these. They just trying to split hairs with these guys. And sometimes splitting the hair could be the difference between a first round pick and a 4th round pick, and it's okay.
Yep.
Alex, you can go next.
Sure. So your chat mentioned it. Shout out whoever said it. I forget. DJ Giddens. He's one of the guys that I really like. So he's got that 3-down skill set. Another one, early declare. So he's coming out as a junior, which I like because that's saying I believe in myself. I know I'm going to get my payday in the NFL. Let's start now.
Right.
Good size. So he's 6 foot, 214, and he's got track speed. We were talking about track athletes. He's one of those guys that has that track speed. Tested in at 4.36, 4.32.
4.43.
Crazy speed. 4.43.
Yeah,
I got my numbers backwards there, but still blazing fast for a running back and that size.
K-State usually have a lot of good running backs too.
Right, and he's one of those guys too. He transferred into K-State. So I think he was at Arizona State beforehand, actually.
He's had one fumble in 2 years.
Yeah, also just incredible ball security. He's another one that's fluid at the catch point and can run more than just a flat or a wheel route. So I like DJ Giddens a lot. He's one of those guys that's really picking up steam for me.
Right. Let's see. Terrence, you want to go with your next guy?
All right, my next guy I'm sure has been mentioned. Yeah.
That's okay.
My next guy was Trevion Henderson at 3. Really loved this film. 5-star recruit, great footwork, able to run full speed and adjust, vision, slippery, was able to get 4 yards plus after contact. Did earn 2 of my predictive badges. So yeah, I'm a fan.
Tell us about your predictive badges.
So is a lot of it is either analytical or something based off of PFF grading, and he earned the thumbs up badge, which pretty much is predictive for him able to get a high number of yardage per carry.
Got you. Okay.
What's the maximum you can get?
For what? Oh, how many badges?
Thumbs up.
I don't even know, because let's be realistic. I might have 20 badges for one guy, but Genty was able to earn 10 of them. So
right.
But there's no perfect prospect, so you can't earn all of them. But all you have to do is earn a few. Like someone like Hampton. Hampton and Genty did earn the potential running back 1 badge, so they have the potential to be an overall running
You
back.
said Hampton
1.
and who else?
Genty. Yeah.
Genty. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have Genty because I think that was easy. It's not. I don't. So just because I don't got him on the list don't mean I don't think he's going to be a good running back. But I think that's easy. You know, here on Fantasy Good Sports, I'm not going to give you the layup.
Well, you ain't tell me to do no sleepers. You ain't tell me to do no sleepers. You just said my top 5.
Yeah, I'm confused now.
I could do sleepers.
But I'm not. But Genty is. Everybody know Genty. So I wanted to do some other guys that I think is really good too. And plus, Genty didn't perform at the combine, and we know that he was the number 1 running back with like what 2,500 yards rushing this year in college.
2,600.
2,600 yards. So yeah, we know that. But no, I didn't go deep diving in anything. I didn't do deep diving in anything. Okay, so my next guy is going to be Omarion Hampton. You know, I'm from North Carolina. I saw him play a lot. I was kind of surprised. I thought he was a good running back. I thought he would be drafted, but I didn't think he was going to be the number 1 guy. But that's why the combine is also needed. It's not everything, but it's also needed. Yeah. But my thing with Omarion Hampton, I guess I'm not going to call it a badge because it kind of goes what he was saying. But Omarion Hampton is one of these bell cows. There's only 3 bell cows, including Genty. But Hampton is a bell cow. This is a guy who can take 20 carries, 25 carries a game and be healthy. So that's different. And also he breaks tackles. That's his special to me when I'm watching him. He runs hard and he breaks tackles. So was Javonte Williams, but Javonte Williams had an injury. So I think Hampton, I'm not saying he's the best running back like everybody else is saying, but I think he's a good running back, and I think you can get this guy 20 carries. So if you need if you Denver, I think he would be good to pick up. It's a couple other teams, Cowboys. But far as the speed guy, he's not the biggest speed guy, but he's fast. Sometimes because you run a low 440, don't mean that you run that actually on the field. So I don't think he's the fastest guy. He's not faster than Travion Henderson and some of these other guys, but I think he's definitely a good running back, and I think he's definitely a guy that could get a full workload and win you a championship for fantasy.
Agreed.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
It's just this whole class is so deep.
Right.
So deep.
Tommy said, so Genty isn't in your top 5 then, TD? No, he's in the top 5, but I just didn't mention him because I figured one of these guys was. So I didn't want to talk about, I got Genty. That's not going to help anybody with content because there's a lot of good running backs that can actually, that people need to talk about that I actually think could have a better season than Genty. Like Marvin Harrison. Why would I have Marvin Harrison? Wouldn't you rather me talk about Brian Thomas and he end up being good? That's not saying that Marvin Harrison sucked. It's just everybody's going to talk about Marvin Harrison. We all knew Marvin Harrison was special. So that's how I saw it. But yes, he is in the top 5. If you wanted me to rank, he is a top 5 running back. I would be crazy to say he wasn't. What you laughing at,
TD, I think that's a valid
question. Get on him, Thomas.
So I think that's a valid question, though. With how deep this class is, do you think there's any chance that it ends up pushing the running backs down?
Yes. Yes. Why would I? It's value. That's why I think Genty, and I'm not doing it on purpose because I don't think Genty a bad running back. But why would I take Genty in the top 20 when I can get Travion Henderson in the 3rd round if I need that type of back, or I can get some of these other guys? I'm not going to mention some other guys on my list, but I can get Crenshaw Jukins. Why would I do that? I would rather just take Jukins.
Well, you're a confident man because I got to give you a metaphor. Okay. When there's a club full of bad bitches, right? You know what I'm saying? The confident brother is gonna fall back and wait, but you know the tenderhead brother, he trying to get whatever. So it's gonna be one of them franchises one of them sucky franchises that ain't used to winning. They're gonna want to draft the running back real early. They're not gonna just wait and grab the right person. So that's what it's gonna be.
Right. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you know what I mean when I say this. I won't turn nothing down with my collar, bro. I won't turn nothing down with my collar. So yeah, man, that's a great metaphor, man, because you can go and get the prettiest girl. That doesn't mean that that's going to benefit you as far as in life. But if you sometimes you can just get, you know what, this girl, she does this, this, and this. She's a good mother, and you still get what you need out of that relationship instead of going to get the prettiest thing in the room, right? So yeah, everybody know about Genty, but I don't think these teams are going to reach for Genty, and I think it's going to hurt his draft stock as far as going in the first round. I think he might go at the end of the first round, maybe. What do y'all think about Genty? What do you actually think he's going to be drafted at? What pick?
Oh, I think Terrence is right. Somebody's gonna fall in love and just see what he put on tape and think we got to get that guy. Somebody's gonna do.
These other guys went out here running 40s and stuff, and they see their athletic ability like Hampton.
Yeah.
I think Hampton's gonna go before Genty. I'm not saying Genty should have ran the 40, but he showed that with his size. Why draft Genty over Hampton when Hampton got the same type of, he didn't go to Boise State, but he got a lot of similar attributes. Why would you draft Genty over him?
It's a reasonable boy that have to run that 40 though.
Oh, you don't think he's as fast?
So
no, I'm saying that like team, he already know he going in the first. It's he ain't run that 40.
Oh yeah, why would you? Same with Shador. Why would you throw?
No. For real. I mean, he's going to throw, though. He's going to throw his pro there. People, I don't know why people tripping about a quarterback throwing at the combat. Nobody want to throw to wide receivers they don't have any chemistry with. That's how this going to help him.
Yep.
Come on.
Right.
Cam Newton did it. I give Cam a lot of respect because Cam wasn't a great accuracy guy, but he still did it. He was like, I'm going to compete.
And he regretted.
I understood that.
If he had to do it again,
it's just different for different folks.
Yep.
Would you say, Terrence?
I said he regretted. I mean, he don't regret it much because he went number 1 overall pick at the end of the day. But I mean, it didn't help him.
Didn't hurt him either, though. So
no, it didn't hurt him. They actually
that's almost the case too. Throw.
He was that dude.
Right.
What you said, Goody?
They actually respected him for competing, knowing that that was his weakness. And he still went out there and showed it to everybody. I respected that. Not just, because he missed some passes, but he also made some great 70-yard, 75-yard throws too.
That's kind of.
Yeah.
Goody, you have to go and do some tape for if you haven't yet.
Say that again.
You got to go watch Jaquedin Jackson, 6'1" from Arkansas.
Okay, let me write his name down.
He's the one that used to play quarterback that moved to running back.
Okay.
And he's from Jerry Jones's favorite school, Arkansas.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's probably on the Cowboys' radar.
Okay.
He's 6'1", 229. Big freaking guy. He's got decent vision, but he's more of a big back with an imposing frame, but he's got some speed to him too.
Right. Do you see any who would you comp? What's the comp?
Probably a bigger Jordan Mason. Can get to that next level, get a little bit, but he's not going to get the home run speed to the touchdown.
Right. Okay.
Or still a good back.
What's his name again? Because for some reason I know who you're talking about, but I can't find it. What's his name?
It's JA'Quindden Jackson from Arkansas.
Did he participate at the combine?
No, he had an injury, so you have to go by the game.
Hamstring, I think.
Yeah.
He's dealing with.
Maybe I still got him in my Debbie list. I have to go looking for. I heard of this guy.
Oh, that boy played Debbie fantasy. Okay.
That's fun.
That's fun. That's that real.
It's definitely
GM
a rabbit hole.
Yes, I like that. Yep. That's that real GM shit.
I'm waiting for Arch Manning to get in the league for my team to take off.
Just tank until Arch is there.
Right. Okay, so next, and guys, because be patient with us in the comment section. I want to get us through these guys first before I start going to the comments. So be patient. I appreciate everybody being patient. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's a cutting edge content. Okay, so next, I guess I go. So my next guy is going to be Quinshon Judkins. And this is the third bell cow in this whole draft. Now, it might be another bell cow, but they didn't hit my radar. Quinshon Judkins is 221 pounds. and he's balanced, and he's a bigger back. So when you see guys with good feet and they like 220 pounds, that's usually an NFL player, automatically. So I like Quinshon Judkins. He has enough speed. He surprised us, according to what Alex said. I wasn't surprised because I saw him at Ole Miss. He made a lot of big plays at Ole Miss, right, Alex?
Yep.
So I thought he was.
Oh yeah, he made the big plays. It was just
right. I
think for me it was just the size. He didn't seem as fast.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so he also was promised a starting role, and then Travion came back.
Yeah,
so
right.
He had to carve out a role, and he still was able to.
Right. So I thought Judkins, I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be a first round back. Like a couple years ago, that everybody was talking about him. Like he's gonna be the number one running back in that class. This is gonna be a nice running back class. And then he got passed over by like Genty and some of these other guys. So, but I still like him, man. Listen, guys, I'm like this, and going back to his metaphor, man. I'll let y'all draft whoever you want. I'm gonna take what's left over, and I'm still happy. According to what you said in the club, bro. You can go ahead and get whoever you want. Whatever left over, I'm good.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to go wrong in this class.
Right, you can't. Yeah.
If you wait to the end, you might get 2 or 3.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's see who's next. Let's go with you, Terrence. What you got for us?
My number 2, and I told you already, Marion Hampton. Big guy, 6 foot, 221. Third most explosive runs with runs over 10 yards last year. Over 4 yards after contact. Most yards after contact yards in 2023. Doak Walker Award finalist 2 years in a row. Yeah, he earned 4 of the predictive badges from me, including, like I mentioned earlier, potential running back 1 badge, the thoroughbred badge, the workhorse badge, early declared badge. So, he good to go.
Okay.
And I will say, I know people are saying, he may be the RB1, and I think that's more so them liking his size. At the end of the day, fantasy-wise, I don't mind either one of these. They in the same tier fantasy-wise, I would say, because both of them earn my potential running back 1 badge, they're in the same tier. But as far as a prospect, I don't think it's close as a prospect. Genty runs away with all that as a prospect.
Right, but prospect and actually being good in the NFL is 2 different things, right?
Correct, because you see how neighbors outproduce Marvin Harrison. It is what it is.
Right, and those are the guys. So I picked Malik Neighbors over. Ask these guys. Well, not Alex and Maximus, but ask my subscribers. I picked Brian Thomas number 1, bro. They killed me, but they ain't got nothing to say there. And I'll be chastising the hell out of
number 1, like in a rookie draft.
Yes, I said he was number 1. I said this Brian Thomas is my guy. Now I didn't disrespect Marvin Harrison or Malik Neighbors because I know they good too. But I'm like, my guy that I like is Brian Thomas. It's just because of certain things. I ain't gonna give away a lot of my sauce because I got to play against these guys, right? I got to go draft.
We had him as our YR3 anyways.
Yeah. I mean,
for Marvin and Nabbers, he would have been YR1.
We talked about it offline, and I told you, that the more so I like them in redraft. I'll pick him everywhere in redraft because he gave me the most value out the rookies. So I mean, he was not my number 1 or my number 2. He was my number 3. But as far as redraft, he was my number 1 drafted rookie because I was getting him in the 7th round every time I can get him. So
right. Let's see here. So I guess Maximus, we'll go back to you. What, you got another guy for us?
I got a whole bunch of guys, but
okay.
I saw in the comments there. Another guy that I like too that was in your comments, Ollie Gordon from Oklahoma. I like him. He's big, he's got the size, he's got 3 down potential, he can pass protect, he can catch it, he's got the speed to go take the home run ball too. So I really like Ollie Gordon a lot.
Right. Yeah, I like Ollie Gordon. I know Ollie Gordon. I won some money with Ollie Gordon and FanDuel by picking him. He's a good
There you
back.
go.
Listen, guys, there's a lot of good backs. That's why I want to bring up a lot of people because it might be some guys that might be a little bit faster and bigger, but landing spots, according to what some of you said, landing spots is going to be good. So say Ollie Gordon goes to Kansas City. To me, I might pick him over Tutu at this point in time. Because say Tutu goes to a sorry team. I might actually take Ollie Gordon over Tutu. Depends on where Ollie goes, where he lands. I think some of these later guys, outside the top 3 guys, it's all about landing spots. How do y'all feel about that?
Oh, for sure.
Yes, I would agree. And
right.
I was actually
make a decision. Alex, would you draft a guy like an Ollie Gordon over a guy that you thought was better than him because of the landing spot? Will you do that?
So that's actually the direction I was going to head. So you're in my head over here. Right. So one of the things with running back is I think that the spot actually matters because of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But this draft class, to me, is starting to feel like that class with Jonathan Taylor and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, when Clyde went first because he went to Kansas City in a lot of drafts where Jonathan Taylor was actually the better pick because he was the better player. I'm wondering if there's guys in this draft class that they get that landing spot everybody falls in love with, but really it's the talent from the back at a different place that ends up winning out and being the better pick.
Right. And real quick, sorry, I want to get off topic a little bit. Ethan says, not gonna lie, you kind of disrespect Malik Neighbors. I remember in a mock pick him in the 6th round, and my grade got lower because of that. Bro, I'm gonna have to say I disagree with that. That's not true. Because, bro, I know that's not true. I know
hey, man, you did. Hold up. You knock my grade every time I do a mock draft because of the rookies I picked. I believe
yeah, because you drafted them early. You drafted them early, though. You drafted them early. You drafted them in the 2nd or 3rd round. To me,
Genty, if I drafted him in the 2nd round, I was able to get Genty, I think, in the 2nd round, and then I got Hampton in like the 4th round. Hey, these guys will be going to be going high when I'm telling you when the redraft season comes. Genty is probably only way Genty is not going in the 1st round, which I guarantee he go at least in the 2nd round. Only way he go in the 1st, don't go in the 1st round is if he land in a spot that's already got an established running back. That's the only way. And he's still gonna be drafted in the 2nd round.
Okay, so let me lay this out for you, Terrence, just real quick.
Okay.
So we know that Dallas just signed Javonte Williams, right? 1-year deal, and it was $3.5 million. Let's say they also draft Ashton Genty. What do you think of that spot now? Because
I loved it.
Javonte Williams,
because Javonte will be a good backup.
Yes,
now I'm backup.
I'm taking him early. I'm probably taking him as a top 3 pick in a rookie startup because he's with the Cowboys.
Yeah. Right. So my thought behind that was, so has Javonte Williams just completely fallen off from where everybody was with him a couple of years ago?
Yes, the injury killed his career. The injury killed his career.
I think this is a pivotal year because I thought last year he was going to bounce back. I thought he was a year away from the injury. I thought he was going to bounce back, and he disappointed. Now, I did hear one channel going to some statistics that showed that he wasn't as bad as he seemed, but it don't look good. Like it don't look good, and so he has a lot to prove. I'm telling you,
Yeah, I think Sean Payton kind of put him in the doghouse, and I don't know if it was because of availability or what, but every time it seemed like Javonte was going to take over the job, nope, it was Jace McLaughlin.
You were wrong there. You were wrong there. Every fucking game, Javonte got the ball to start, and then they'd give it to Jalen McLaughlin, or who was the 3rd guy, the rookie there, before he got hurt? Esteem. And they would outperform Javonte Williams. So Javonte Williams put himself in the doghouse by not doing it on the field. And he's like I said, the clubhouse days, he doesn't have it. He's a fucking trap. Like, you just think he's good. He couldn't even beat out Michael Carter, for Christ's sakes, in North Carolina. Michael Carter was the starter. There's a reason, because Michael Carter was better.
Right. So real quick, this is the rookie, this is the rookie draft that I had in my listener league. This is me over here. I took Anthony Richards with the 111. This is Superflex. And right here, everybody criticized me. I traded Breach Hall for Malik Neighbors, Deontay Johnson, and Rashid Shaheed. So I've always been on Malik Neighbors, but I'm not drafting no rookies up here. I'm not doing that right there. You see Marvin Harrison, I'm not drafting him that early. I don't care how good you is. It's a lot of good wide receivers. We not I don't think it would be smart to draft a rookie there. Even if he shows off, what if he gets going slow? That's my point. So I'm not saying Malik Neighbors is not good. I'm not saying that Genty's not good, but I'm not going to draft him in the first round. I think sometimes people draft these rookies early just to say, I got the next hot rookie. Are you really drafting this guy because you believe he's going to be the best, a top 12 guy? That's
it's that rookie fever.
Right.
That rookie fever. You gotta
facts.
Gotta take advantage of that.
I got rookie fever, but when it comes to starters, when I just got in a couple startups, everybody liked the rookies more than I did. I wasn't able to get none of the rookies. Yeah. And so people and you know how much I love the rookies. I was just sitting there like, it's no way I can draft this guy this high. Like I couldn't get none of them.
Right.
It's tough to be in that spot because you want to get them.
You didn't get disrespected, Cretch. You know I didn't want that. You know I didn't want that rookie right there. I told people not to draft Marvin Harrison so early, but now nobody has nothing to say about that. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not right on a lot of stuff, but I'm not drafting no rookie early unless it's like a rookie startup draft or something, right? If it's a rookie startup draft, I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you got to decide what you're doing right off the hop. That first pick can you got to decide then if you're going rookies or not, because if you do your first 5 picks all rookies and go from there.
Facts.
Yep.
Let's see here. So we got Terrence with 4. Alex, you next.
Yeah, let's go with Damian Martinez out of the U. This guy, he's another one. I think he could be a bell cow. He's that guy that is that Derrick Henry style where he's just going to continue to run you over and just punish the defense. He's got that size. He came in at 6 foot, 226. I don't believe he ran. No, he did run. It was 4.55.
4.51.
Yeah, 4.51. Yep, which is pretty good for 226, like we talked about with some of the other guys. And he's just another guy, good patience, good vision, but he's going to be the one that is just going to run you over. He's that bowling ball type. Going to be an early down back, I think.
Right. Do you think he can start his first year for the right team?
Given the right situation, I think so. Yeah.
Maybe it's a dumb question because maybe any rookie running back can do that if he gets the right.
Yeah.
So
he's a 3-year starter, so he knows what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And he's also not afraid to get his head in there for pass blocking, which some team is going to fall in love with. So we know how these coaches are with, he can't pass block as a running back. Like, okay, why are you asking him to do that? His job is to run the ball. Like, come on, let's figure this out.
Right.
So
anybody got to say anything to expand on what Alex is saying?
I just don't think he has to do that outside run. Like he just doesn't have the speed to get the outside edge. So he'll be more of the inside power type of run guy. So he will
like
be up with somebody.
That's exactly what I was thinking. TD was Najee style, where first and second down he can catch the ball if he has to, but it's not his strength, and he'll pound it between the tackles. Like that's what I see for him in the NFL, and that's a role that can still work. So,
okay, so. Maxim, I guess we'll go with your last guy.
All right. We've already talked a bit on my guys, but I can pick somebody else here.
Okay.
Let's go with Raheem Sanders, one of Deion's kids playing in South Carolina. Another big back. He's got pretty decent speed, too. He can pass catch. He's also got great mentors that he can look up to, so he's only going to get better. Like now school's out of the way, just concentrate on football.
Is Deion cousin or something? Is he related to Deion?
I think he's one of his kids.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Stop it.
He's got like 7 of them.
He didn't go to Colorado?
No. He actually had other kids go elsewhere, and this guy
y'all go over there and do that.
He wanted to make a name for himself without his dad.
That's what I'm saying. Wow.
So I respect that. So I got him on my short list of other guys that I can get later in the draft, right? Like,
right.
He carried South Carolina for 3 or 4 years. I think he was a 4-year starter there. So, and that was without Dion being there, making him the starter.
Right. Okay.
And his nickname's Rocket. Like, you got to be good if your nickname's Rocket Sanders. I mean, come on.
Right.
Hashtag analysis.
This is 40 times.
I think it's in the 4.4s, 4.46.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it's around there. I don't remember exactly.
It's gonna be a good running back that don't get drafted this year.
There's going to be a lot of good running backs, and then they get to pick where they want to go.
I agree.
They're just going to be in those prime spots. Like,
great call,
you're going to see Raheem Mostert. If the right guys sign with the Raiders, he's just not going to be good enough to make the team.
No, I agree. He might. Sometimes they sign guys to $2 million, $3 million just for a camp body. I try to tell people that. Sometimes you just need people to come into the camp and just see who can compete, and they paid guys for that. Like, I know a guy right now, man. He tried out. He was played for Carolina. He was really good. He didn't make the team, but he still got like $80,000 just for trying out.
Yeah, it's crazy. Look at the way these teams are with quarterbacks around this time too. Like at this time last year, I think the Browns ended up with 5 quarterbacks on their roster, and they end up trading 2 of them. Teams do it all the time. You need camp bodies.
Right.
Got to get the reps in.
Facts, Kenny 49ers. Facts. Yes, sir. Okay, well, I'm going to go with my next guy. Yeah, I know y'all been asking about him, RJ Harvey. Yes, RJ Harvey, guys. I think he might be one of the fastest running backs now, he didn't test the fastest, but he's one of the fastest. He's very explosive. He's one cut and gone. So he needs a team where they're going to have like a really good offensive line. He kind of, Chase Brown was kind of that. But the reason why Chase Brown was good because he never went against a 10-man, like an 8-man box. He always had like 7 or 6 guys in the box because they was worried about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And I believe Harvey can go to the right system because he's not a big guy. He's like 200, like 205. So if he goes to the right system, he can make big plays. How do y'all feel about RJ Harvey?
You want to see what I got written down for him? He bucks high tacklers like a bull with a cowboy on its back.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he's 5'8", and you're coming in on him high, so you're not tackling him.
Right, right. Football is a short man game at the running back position. I'm 5'9", all like 5'9" and 3/4, but I'm close to 5'10", and I always was lower than any defender unless you caught me slipping. So yeah, the low man wins the game, and when it comes to football.
Oh, yeah. That's why they talk about pad levels so much with running backs.
Come on now. Come on. Because you hitting this guy and he underneath you, that shit hurt. You basically hitting the guy with this. Then that shit hurts. So nobody wants to hit short, stocky guys built like a tree stump. So yeah, RJ Harvey. So that's me. All right, Terrence, let's talk about your last guy.
All right. It's time for me to get long-winded. I need to say all I need to say. If I had a tie right now, I'd be.
Let me get comfortable.
I'm not going to speak long on this one guy. My number one guy is Ashton Genty. I'm not about to speak long on him. He earned like 10 of my predictive badges. Like I said, he is one of the standout running backs I ever evaluated. So he's gonna
come on now.
He's gonna be up there. I'm telling you, as far as my predictive badges, I'm just letting you know. You know.
Now, were you evaluating when Barkley came out?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying up there with the
where would you have him from Barkley to who?
Right.
Barkley.
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
Breeze, like all of them earned a number of predictive badges. Like they earned a lot of them. So when it comes to him, I'm just gonna go off my notes, you know, and you tell me what you think. I put smooth runner with good instincts, slippery, has vision, good footwork, great contact balance, caught 43 passes last season, highest PFF run grade in 2024, most missed forced tackles after the rush, most explosive runs, runs over 10 yards a carry. In 2023, more than 4 yards after contact, and 2024, more than 4 yards after contact. In 2023, most yards after contact of any box back in college football. In 2024, most design rushing attempts, more than 15 yards per attempt. Of course, the 2004 Doak Walker Award winner and a 2024 Heisman Award finalist. And if you had him in your college fantasy football league, he was a league winner. He carried your whole team. So I mean,
Sure
he was that guy. He is that guy. So
yeah, well, the question's not is he good or not. Obviously, he's good, right?
Yes.
He's going to be around in the league for a while. The question is, how good is he? So
Right.
you got to go back past leagues or whatever. Like, does he compare to the same level as Barkley coming out? Because when Barkley was coming out to me, normally in a rookie draft, if I'm holding the 1.1, if it's a rookie running back that's going consensus number 1, I'm trading back every time. But I didn't with Barkley because I saw
Right. It's
something
a little
special
different.
with Barkley. I'm like, I'm actually moved up
Barkley,
to get
you're
Barkley
like
in leagues. Like
the best I ever seen on film. Like when I see Barkley on film, I put man above boys. Let's mention other running backs. Like you can't compare him to like the best running back in the last 10 years.
Right.
You know, you guys keep talking.
Do that.
You guys keep talking about Barkley. Can you see that black helmet over my right shoulder?
Yes.
That is signed by Barkley. That's a matte black Penn State helmet signed by Saquon Barkley. So
Right.
I'm on the train with Barkley.
well, you also got like Christian McCaffrey. You got
Barkley,
Nick
that dude,
Chubb,
don't get it twisted.
like
Right.
DC or whatever the hell that old
I
lady
got a
guy
great
was.
comparison
Like
for you.
people
Right.
liked him. You know what I mean?
Don't
Like,
let Barkley.
I'm just
Don't
trying
let
to say,
this
like,
last season of
whereabouts would
Barkley
you
erase
compare him
the
to
up and
coming
down
out?
seasons.
Right. I agree with you, Fantasy Network. That's why I'm saying, like, yeah, Barkley was like people were saying Barkley was overrated before he went to the before he went to the Eagles. They were saying he was overrated.
Don't let that erase them.
The Giants ruined him.
Like, don't do that.
Right.
Yep.
But this is what I would say. Are you sure? And I want y'all to be honest. Be honest. What did you think of Trent Richardson coming out of college? Be honest.
I loved him.
Yeah, I did too, actually.
I took him 1.3 in a startup 1 QB league.
It was good in rookie season.
And followed that up.
He was.
I followed that up with the 2.10 with RG3.
Ooh, that's a nice draft class right there.
Right.
Yeah, and I still got the most championships in that league, Alex. That's former. That's what I started out with.
Oh man, yeah, that's a good start, but that went south pretty quick with those two also.
Oh yeah,
right.
But then my third round pick was Pierre Garçon. Paired him up with RG3, and RG3's first pass was an 80-yard touchdown to Pierre, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
Right.
I thought I had it fucking heaven, and then Trent Richardson come on for the 4:00 game and did fuck all. It's like 20 touches for 4 yards and like 3 fumbles.
Oh man!
I'm like, oh my fucking god, this guy sucks.
Right, but I can say Trent Richardson ability and watching him on, I don't see a lot of difference. Then Genty does look. I can say Genty. I'm thinking Genty is better because I can't remember a lot about Trent Richardson, but I know that he couldn't follow his blocks once he got the pros. But I just don't want to say Genty is generational because I've seen Barry, and I know we ain't going back this far, but Barry Sanders, when I saw him, I knew nobody could tackle him. Emmitt Smith, I didn't know, right? Just going off of what he did in the 40 and stuff, I didn't know. But I wouldn't say that Genty is generational, but what I would call his college career is definitely generational. But I don't know. His ability is not generational. I don't even think his ability is better than Terrell Davis.
My comp for him is actually Reggie Bush.
Okay.
That's good and bad, though, if you end up with the Reggie Bush career.
Right.
I just think he has, he's so good at that he didn't really have to work for it. And, Reggie Bush, had a really good NFL career. He was running back for 10 years in the NFL. That's good. He just wasn't sensational because he didn't really want to work at it. He got there just lazily, and I just worry about that with Gianti.
Right.
I got to push back on the Reggie thing just a minute because,
okay.
So I've listened to him on podcasts recently, within the last couple of years anyway, and he talked about how when he was with the Saints, that was when they took his Heisman, and he said that hit him harder than anyone ever could have expected, and he really even admitted to himself he was never the same after they took his Heisman. So like it wasn't so much laziness as like that dude couldn't get out of his own head. Like his whole identity was gone when they took that. You can talk about whether that's right or not, but it still affected him nonetheless.
They're gonna give him his Heisman back eventually too, because of what's going on in college.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, and that's a shame.
Yep.
It's a lot of things like that we see later after we like kind of grow as humans or grow within the game, and then we like, you really took this guy because everybody was getting paid, everybody got money, and you're gonna take his Heisman? That's bullshit. So yeah, I agree with that. Let me see. So we got Mac. We did Terrence.
Hold on. I wasn't finished.
Alex, you next. Go ahead, Terrence.
So
hold on.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Oh no, Alex. I was just gonna say when I had said my number one, I wanted to reiterate this list. My top 5 was made from, like I said, I like my running backs to have at least 3rd round draft capital. So I looked on my draft database with the mock draft, and these running backs, there was only like 6 or 7 that had 3rd round draft capital, and I picked off of there. Now, if I was to tell you what my list was of just my prospect score, like just if everybody got the draft, it would have had a couple names you guys mentioned. Number 1 would have been Ashton Genty. Number 2 would have been Hamptons still. And the number 3 would have been Henderson. It was still in my top 3. But number 4 would have been Tootin'. He would have been my number 4. You know, I just don't know if he's gonna get the top 3 draft capital. If he get drafted in the 3rd round, hey, he's my number 4. And it was tied with Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon too. I love me some Ollie Gordon, but he had a down year and everybody offered him. I love Ollie Gordon. He killed it. If he would have came out after last year, which he is early declared, that was just his 2nd year, he would have been a running back 1. It just so happened he ended up having a down year, and now everybody
that whole team did that whole whole Oklahoma team had a terrible season.
You don't have to tell me. I triple stacked on them with the quarterback, the wide receiver, and Ollie Gordon.
Yeah. That happened to Chuba Hubbard too, where he came back. He hit rush for like 2,000 yards, and he came back and only hit like 13, 14.
Yeah, he got into too much political stuff.
I was surprised when he went. I think he went 4th round. I was very surprised.
Yeah.
One of the things that teams had to. Oh, sorry, I must have cut out on you.
No,
guys.
I was saying, go ahead, Alex.
Okay, so for me, one name that I'd like to mention that we haven't talked about is Tennessee, Dylan Sampson, 5'11", 201. He's got that James Cook build, but I think that he could actually be better than James Cook if he gets in the right situation. So one of the hesitations that people had about James Cook was, well, he's not going to be able to work at the goal line, and then he just put up 16 rushing touchdowns last season. So it's another situation where the NFL's changing. And the thing I like about Sampson too is he's another one of those guys that he's a patient runner, and he's got that different speed he can hit for that long speed and just be gone. Now, the one hesitation I will say with him is that he's coming from a Tennessee offense that is so spread out that it's similar to like we talked about with Caleb Johnson, where you could drive buses through those holes because that defense is just so spread out. But we saw the same thing with Jalen Wright in Miami, and we saw him have bursts at times when he was given the opportunity. And I think it's a matter of time for Jalen Wright as well. So I like Dylan Sampson coming out of Tennessee.
Yeah, I like Dylan Sampson. I liked him a lot in college. I played him a couple times in FanDuel, and he did really well against the SEC. So he's a good back man. Listen, we split hairs here, man. It's a lot of guys. That's why I wanted to have a panel, and I think it's good to have them. I'm gonna continue. So when I do, my running backs, my wide receivers and quarterbacks, I want you guys to come up too, man, because I think it gives a different perspective. I never claim to know everything, but I will claim to my guy. I will compete with anybody with my 5 guys against anybody else 5 guys. But I also learned a lot by listening, because I listen to a lot of content. And every now and then I run. I'm like, you know what? That player. Let me look at this player. Oh, this guy is good. So yeah, Simpson is good, man. It was just hard to make my list, but he's a good player.
Oh, absolutely. There's so many. Like,
Yes,
listen to all the
so
names we've talked about.
Right.
There's things to like about all of them.
Okay, so yep, we got Alex. So I'm the last one to go, and it's DJ Giddens. And guys, this is one of the most elusive running backs. He is the most elusive running back in this class at 200 pounds. So he can get a role like a Jahmyr Gibbs role and come in and have a bell cow in front of him. I think he could be tremendous. I would love to see him in Dallas. I think we need that type of running back, along with a maybe Javonte. So I'm okay with Javonte having a role where he's getting carries between the 20s, kind of like Khalil Herbert did for Chase Brown. And then let Giddens come in and be like the Chase Brown guy. So I love Giddens, man. Like I said, he's 200 pounds and he's one of the most elusive guys. I'm talking about he'll juke you in a phone booth. So how do y'all feel about Giddens? I know we talked a lot about Giddens already, but what do y'all think his special traits are?
That vision and that breakaway speed. Like he can hit that touchdown from anywhere. That's the big thing, I think.
I've got like 2 down points for him. Is like he's a big RB, but he doesn't run with his natural power that he's got. And so he tries to be too elusive than he should be.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt him in the NFL. Sometimes you just need to run through a fucking guy.
Right. But if you ain't a bell cow, it doesn't. If you're not
Yeah.
a bell cow, I think that's okay to run like that when you get in the game. If you're not the every down back.
Yeah, but he's got the size. He could do it, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, he could.
Yep.
He could.
Well, and that's something maybe they'll coach him at the next level. Like, hey, you got this size, use it.
Right. Well, you see how AJ Dillon is.
Be more
he got
decisive.
250 pounds and ran like he was a ballerina.
Yeah, that was weird. That was
AJ
really
That's a
Dillon
nice
so
way of me saying.
disappointing.
Y'all know. No, that's a nice way of me putting it.
Yep.
All right, so guys, we all got our top 5. Let me see. I'm gonna go to a couple comments and then we're gonna get out of here. Where's the Giants Super Bowl?
Still on the shelf. They haven't made that trophy yet.
He said Giants was sorry enough to draft a guy of his talent. Laugh out loud. Case closed. So I guess he's talking about Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I would imagine that he's talking about him at pick 2.
Right.
With a team that was not ready for a running back.
You had to, man. I told you, bad organizations gonna make that pick.
Right.
If you're gonna do a pick like that, though, you also have to
or not winning championships.
If you're gonna pick, if you're gonna pick a running back that high, you have to have the offensive line to help him, and they didn't do that either. They waited till he left. And
that better be the last chess piece. That's
exactly.
the last chess piece if you're gonna do that. That's not what you build around.
Right.
Yep.
That's the toy you get at the end. Something to play with.
Y'all see Warwick Dunn and Genty?
It's been so long since I've watched Warwick Dunn. Good God.
I don't.
Yeah. So Warwick Dunn was actually one of the players I did get to watch. Like back when I was a kid. And I haven't seen Genty, obviously, but they are similar size, right? 5'8", 5'9".
Yep. Kenny says, but the Kardashian thing, he talking about Reggie Bush. He said that's what took his career down. Hey, I hate to say this. I'm gonna try to say it very PC. Some ladies got that Black Widow, that Black Widow type.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Kind of like, in Terrence, you'll understand this, Erykah Badu. What did Erykah Badu do to the rappers like Common, Andre 3000?
And guess what? I'm willing to find out. It's just sometimes you just gotta find out. You know what I'm saying? You just know it's toxic, but you be like, gotta find out.
So when you wearing bright colors and robes and wearing got your hair spiky and stuff, I know what happened to you. I'm gonna pray for you, bro.
Different color hair every week.
Right. Let me see what other comments. We got Kale says Caleb Johnson to the moon.
All right.
Please.
There's
I
another
told
one.
people they've been quiet on Caleb since that 40. People been
They
quiet.
have.
And then we got Shador going top 3. I don't know if he's going top 3, but I believe that Shador is one of the best quarterbacks that I ever saw play the game. But this is what I want to say. This is where he failed tremendously, where I'm not saying he should be the number 1 overall pick. When his team was getting their ass kicked, he was on the sideline doing this. Ain't no damn way I'm drafting the quarterback, bro. He supposed to have been like, come on, guys, let's get it together. I don't give a damn what the score is. Let's go. Let's go. He was over there like, shit, I'm about to get drafted. I don't care what these guys doing. They can't block anyway. Come on, bro. You can't do that. I know I love Dion. I love people personality, but you gotta you a quarterback, bro. You gotta keep picking people. You can never go to the sideline and do like Cam Newton, put the time. You can't do that shit, bro, because people are not gonna respect that. So that's the.
So does that mean Cam?
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah. So does that mean that Cam Ward is off your board too for what he did in the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
No.
That was just. So, man, I got the record. Okay, I'm done for the day. Just totally quit on your team.
Right. I don't listen. It's college. Cam, not Cam Newton, but you said Cam quit on this team. What you mean? Tell me about that. How he quit on this team?
He took himself out of the game once he got the record.
Yeah. In the Pop-Tarts Bowl, Cam Ward played the first half, came out for the third quarter, broke the record, and then went and sat down the rest of the game.
You think that's too professionalism? Like he thinking about the NFL too much to make that type of move? Because we've seen guys get hurt in the final game, kind of, and I always go back to that middle linebacker from Notre Dame.
Well, you just said you didn't like Shador sitting down like that.
No, but this is Shador played the whole game. Shador played the whole game.
So my whole thing Yeah, so my thing with Cam Ward though is like if you're gonna say that you're out there for the NFL and you're focusing on your future, then don't even go play a snap.
Okay.
But to quit mid-game, like why? What are you doing?
Don't you think, Alice? We probably gonna have to look at college a little bit different now with the guys getting paid, right? Not saying that was right.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I wouldn't do that. But guess what? If I got millions of dollars on the line, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what my agent is telling me to do. Right.
Right. We're not in that position. Yeah.
Right. But I get what you're saying. I'm never quitting. But I think now the college is minor league football.
Oh, for sure. I agree with that.
So
but that's why
professional decisions.
Right. So that's why I would say it came off selfish when you're going to play long enough to break the record and then sit down.
That's facts.
Instead of just, okay, well, I'm going to protect my body. Like, just don't even go out there then. Why are you going out for a half?
Right.
I mean, on the flip side of that, we talk about Saquon Barkley a lot in this episode. Like, just to add to that further, he had a chance to get the rushing record this season and said, no, thanks. I'm going to get my team a Super Bowl instead.
That's
a team guy.
That's Saquon. He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And did you see the video in the Super Bowl after the starters got pulled and Jalen Hurts went up and was like, are you sure? To Sirianni, and he was like, yeah, I'm sure, go sit down, relax. And he goes and complains, and fucking Barkley's like, let the other guys get some Super Bowl time, man. Sit down, relax. Like, we got this. We're good. We're up fucking 40 to whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Like it's Barkley calming him down. So it's like, I don't know. It's who do you have above, Cam Ward or Shador?
Right. Oh, I got Shador for number 1.
Yeah,
that's easy. Listen, only thing I'm critiquing Shador is off the field, like his attitude. I think the guy is special, guys. He's one of the toughest 20, 21-year-old quarterbacks I ever saw. Like he could hit him in the mouth, he's getting up because his dad brought him up that way. Like his dad, you can't go to your dad like, oh, my ribs is hurt. He's like, bro, get your ass out there. And I can see that in him, and I love that part. Those are the nuances that I look at quarterback. I just don't look at how strong your arm. I don't really give a shit how strong your arm is. I want to see that you can stare down a gun pipe and not flinch. And I believe Shador can do that. But I believe that he's he's came up as a rich kid that he can't go down to the bottom of the barrel and try to uplift people. And Tom Brady will go down to the 3rd, 4th offensive lineman and say, bro, I believe in you. You can do it. And Shador like, hey, you know what you get paid, man. You need to do your job.
That
well,
part I agree with right there.
Father. You're not your father. You
Any
are
story coming out of New England, the first person that ever met anybody was Tom Brady.
Right. I'm telling you, and that's the attitude, and that's psychological. Tom Brady probably just as alpha as anybody, talking shit, whatever. But when it comes to him winning the championship, you're not gonna be able to know what he does like in the private time. He's gonna be, oh, what's up, man? I love you. Da, 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 da. And that's how you have to be as a quarterback, even if it's not really always genuine. You have to do that. You
have to present it that way.
The most money.
Yep. And everybody knows that.
Right.
So I don't think so. So you don't think he could play the game within the game?
Explain that more, Terrence.
You know,
the game
I don't know what kind of work you do, but you know, in like corporate.
Yes. I'm in
politics,
IT and I have to play the game. But guess what? I only play the game, and everybody can tell you this at my job. Oh, here come Terry, because I take shit serious. I don't play around when it comes to my job. But I do play the game. Oh, hey, yeah, man, how you doing? But this person, he a snake. He didn't went and told my boss on me, but I got to speak to him. Yes, I play that game. But sometimes I'm not Tom Brady all the time. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, man, I'm going to hear that bullshit today. You know?
Not today.
But I go in the bottom of the barrel and I will uplift anybody, though, bro. I always do that. I'm never a bully. I'm never going to put anybody down. But if you full of shit and you can't own up to who you are and what's going on at the workplace on some bullshit, then I'm gonna call that shit out.
Yep.
So I get what you're saying. I play the game, but not as much as Tom Brady doing. But I'm not a quarterback, and I'm not the.
But that's what I was saying. You don't think he can play like the game within the game, like as far as politics, you know?
Well, he's working with Brady, right?
Yep.
Like Brady's mentoring him.
Brady got a lot to teach him there. I think football wise he good. I just like as far as off the field and dealing with teammates.
Yep.
Optics. That's what we need to learn, the optics. Because I mean, I don't think there's much of a big deal as y'all as far as Cam Ward and him, because I think that's just optics that can easily get transformed if somebody tell them, look, you can't do this, man.
Yes.
You got because I know all about optics at work. Oh, I'll be this for you. Oh, yeah, I'll go to a training I don't need to go to. Oh, I know all this trap, but guess what? I'm here looking like, let's do this, asking questions, being here. And guess what? As soon as I click off the Zoom, I can give a shit about everything I just went through. Give a shit about all my employees. I don't give a shit. But guess what? You're not gonna know that while I'm there.
Right. Facts. Those straight facts. And last comment, guys, before we get out of here, it's going to be Ethan says, I want to get all the rookies this year. If you get 3 to 5 rookies this year, I feel like you're going to hit a lot this year. And when I saw that, I said, you know what? You're probably right. I feel that this year. I'm not going to draft them in the second round. I'm still standing 10 toes down. But I do believe having multiple rookies, which I've done in the past, I like to stash rookies, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to stash some of these guys. But it's going to be some running backs that I can stash, especially on the right teams. I do believe the rookies are going to have a good year this year because the league is getting younger, man. It's a lot of talent coming into the league. So I'm not going to chastise that. How do you feel about that, Terrence? I know you're a big rookie guy.
Well, I don't want to give out my secret, but I mean, y'all been seeing how I mock draft, and I think, this is a year, go for your rookie running backs, man, in the draft, I'm not going to focus on the veterans. Why? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm a lean on the volatility and just, see what happens with it, so.
Right. Yeah, a guy like Javonte Williams, I would rather draft Giddens, Harvey, any of these rookies before I pick up a damn a guy like Javonte Williams. Why?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially now that he's a Cowboy.
Right. Come on. Hey, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. You speaking facts. All right. So anything y'all want to say? I'm gonna start off with you, Maximus. You want to shout out your anything you want to shoot out or talk about the future or anything?
No, me and Alex doing another show tomorrow that'll be dropped at noon. So on Spotify called the Fantasy Blind Spot. Other than that, not much. Yep. Thanks for having me again.
Anytime. Y'all guys always rack them up. I want to bring you guys up a lot this year. And also, man, hopefully we can get together, man, and be able to do some content together and have like a little schedule to do content together, and we can grow together, man. Maximus brought that up to me, and I think it's a great idea. Alex, anything you want to say, man, before we get out of here?
Oh, I'm all in for that, and I would love if we could do some kind of merger and kind of bring our groups together. And Terrence, you're also welcome anytime. It's been fun talking to you tonight, and thanks again for having me. Check us out on Fantasy Blind Spot. You can check us both out on X. We don't put out a ton there, but we're building and growing, so more will be coming.
Yes, guys, and Maximus and Alex got a great show. And I love the topics that they have, man. We talk about conspiracies. We talk about being a GM. What's the first move you're gonna make? I love that type of stuff because I think I'm an armchair GM, right? So
exactly, we talk about it all the time. So
right,
we made it a segment. So that's one of the many fun segments we do,
man. Guys, I got Alex or Maximus, send me the link. That way, I can always put it in my my description box so people can go find y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Right. And you too, Terrence. You guys, go follow him. The Fantasy Network. Yeah. Go subscribe to his channel. He's
absolutely.
Gonna be
YouTube.
Yes, it's YouTube, right, Terrence?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Anything you want to say
about social?
On if you asking about my social, I got a Twitter, that one fantasy guy on Twitter. So, but as far as anything, I think it would be a crime if I don't mention two guys. You know, one is LaQuint Allen. I think it would be a crime if I didn't mention him.
Great pass catcher.
Probably the best. Yeah, great pass catcher. Probably one of the best running back pass blockers in this that's going to be drafted. Caught 64 receptions that past season. And two, another great pass catcher that probably, if you was to say anybody is the Tyrone Tracy of the class, it would be Rashard Smith. He's an all-around football player.
That's another good one.
If any of you guys haven't watched this film yet, go watch it. Go watch it. You'll like it. So I thought it would be wrong if I didn't mention those two guys' names, especially for you guys that play underdog and picking running backs super late in the draft.
Oh yeah.
But as they said already, you can find me on YouTube, That Fantasy Network, Twitter, That One Fantasy Guy, and always hit me up.
Yes, sir. So yeah, guys. So Terrence, if he's okay with it, we should be doing some content together through the season too. Are you down for that, bro?
Oh, I'm always down for collabing. I'm always down for it. Right.
That's what's up. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get out of here. I'm sorry the show went a little bit long. As we do this, we probably get more precise, but I like people to free flow. As an artist, I don't like to try to put any restraints on anybody. So I like the content. If guys, any comments that you have, any type of advice, put it in the comment section. It's all good. Because we're just trying to learn how to grow. So thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all be safe. Peace. Y'all
Thanks,
guys, don't get off. I want to talk to y'all a little bit before we get out of here.
Okay.